to show emotions, but somehow I can't for you like you want me to. That four-letter word got my mind hesitant. That you're heaven sent. Did you really mean it? If we can't be together, is it worth it? What's the purpose? Promise me you won't leave. You mean so much to me, even if it's fake. Pretend to love me anyways. Love me anyways. No, I'm trying not to give up. Working.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Okay, so today I'm gonna show you how I work with my resin creations, how I create them. But before that, let me just put up a little quick disclaimer. So resin can be a great material to work with because it's versatile and it creates smooth, glossy finishes. However, it can be expensive and it does require a lot of preparation and safety precautions. When working with resin, it's important to wear protective gear like gloves and a respirator to avoid inhaling fumes. Additionally, you should work in a well-ventilated area and avoid skin contact with the resin. Now, let's get started. Okay, so let's get into it. So, as we already know, that resin is a versatile and a dynamic material that can be used to create a variety of beautiful and functional projects. From jewelry to furniture, resin is a popular choice for creators around the world. One of the greatest advantages of resin is its ability to create a smooth, glossy finish. I love that for us. The finish is perfect to create a high-end look for all your projects. Additionally, resin can be used to create unique and interesting patterns, textures, and colors. I love that for us as well. However, it is important to keep in mind that working with resin requires a lot of preparation and safety precautions. I cannot stress on that anymore. So before you begin your project, please make sure that you have all the necessary protective gear, such as gloves and a respirator. Lord, I can't speak today. You should also work in a well-ventilated area and avoid skin contact with the resin. So, despite the safety precautions, working with resin can be an incredibly rewarding experience. It's a great material for both beginners and experienced creators alike. So, whether you're making jewelry, coasters, or even furniture, resin is a fantastic choice for your next project. Just make sure you do your research, Yeah. So let me tell you, a little bit about resin. So resin is typically made up of two parts, a resin and a hardener. This is what I'm using right here in the video. The resin is a viscous liquid that is usually clear or slightly yellow in color. The hardener is a catalyst that is added to the resin to initiate the curing process. When the two are mixed together, a chemical reaction occurs, causing the mixture to harden and cure over time. This is how we get our little beautiful projects. Anyway, the exact chemical makeup of resin can be dependent on the specific type and brand, but it is typically made up of polymer and solvent. Okay, so now that we got that out the way, I want to use this time while I start to, mix this resin. Oh, and by the way, please be ensured to mix your resin very slowly, as slow as possible. This avoids, bubbles. That's the formation of many bubbles within your resin. I don't know what's wrong. I don't know, my speech is off today, but yeah. It avoids, your bubbles. And of course, if you do get a lot of bubbles, no worries. You could always spray some alcohol, 100% alcohol, in the resin after you pour it into the mold. That would help to eliminate bubbles. You could also use a heat gun. Some people use a torch. I don't recommend that because it can damage your mold over time or even within the first use. So I don't know, these things are expensive. I don't know if that's a risk you want to take. If you do, it's an option. I gave it to you. Use it how you may. Now let's dive into entrepreneurship. Starting your own business can be incredibly rewarding, but it's important to remember that it's not always easy. There's gonna always be highs and lows, success and failures, but the key to success is consistency. Consistency means showing up every day, putting in the work, and making progress, even when it's hard. There's other people that have, many other issues going on, depression, anxiety, mental health issue in general. You might not be able to do it every single day, but you know, consistency for me is not only what I just stated, but even if you have to do it, you know, once every week, or you know what I mean, doing it as often as possible is highly recommended. The benefits are even greater. But if you cannot, take your time. Your mental health is more important than anything else. Okay, so as you already, or you may not know, but my business is an online women's boutique. I have female clothing, accessories, you know, whatever it is, you name it, I probably got it. I really do enjoy, you know, doing handmade stuff. I have t-shirts that I customize personally on my own. As you can see, I'm doing resins. And while we're on that topic, let's get into, you know, how you can turn your love of resin into a successful business. One way is to create resin keychains, which is what I'm doing in this video. Keychains are a popular and affordable item that can be customized to fit any style or preference. By creating a variety of unique and interesting keychains, you can build a following and establish your brand, like just like that, you know? Period. Of course, starting a resin keychain business is not without its challenge. It can be difficult to stand out in the crowd. So market, very important. And there's always the risk of failure. The downside, but nothing done, nothing tried, you'll never know. Like, you know what I mean? It's best to try and fail than to fail to try. That's what I think. Anywho, with hard work, dedication, and consistency, you can turn your passion for resin into a thriving business. I mean, I've seen people turn lip gloss into a thriving business. Like, damn, they really doing the darn thing. I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna say on YouTube, but I'm sorry. Anywho, in conclusion, resin is a wonderful material that can be used to create a variety of beautiful and functional projects. And by turning your love of resin into a successful business, you can achieve your dreams and make a living doing what you love. Remember, consistency is key. And with hard work and dedication, anything is possible. All right? Okay. Imagine I said all of that and I'm still stirring. You see, this is exactly what I mean when I say stir slow, you know. Stir slow. You see how that looks? And I kind of went a little bit faster than usual. So if you notice, there is some bubbles in there, but that's okay because that could easily be eliminated by putting the cup in some hot water for a minute. That would, you know, push the bubbles to the top and have them evaporate. Or you can spray 100% alcohol into the mold after you poured your resin into it. That would also help with the elimination of bubbles. Or you can use a heat gun. I personally use a heat gun. I love me a heat gun. Heat gun does a trick as well. If you are using something that has, you know, is very intricate details, use what do you call it, a toothpick, you know, and stick it in there, and that would help the bubbles as well. You can also use a torch. I don't recommend that because that could cause you some damage. Like, it gets the job done, no doubt, but it's damaging to your mold over time. And sometimes you don't even have, you know, the privilege of using your mold for X amount of time before it damages. Like, the first use could damage your mold. A lot of people that I've seen, they use a torch, and then when it's time to demold, the resin is stuck to the mold, and boom, mold get teared, destroyed, and you waste your money. So we don't want to do that. See what I'm saying? See what I'm doing here? This, I didn't pour, you know, too much. This is what I'm going to be using. I like to use these little silicone, I don't know what these are called, but they're made out of silicone. I use these when I'm doing a variety of different colors. It helps to separate the colors, obviously. And when you don't want to use, you know, all your resin all at one time, by making a mixture of one color, this is the way to go. And for those that's wondering what I'm getting ready to make, you can see that I have these pen molds. I'm going to be doing quite a bit of them, but for now I just have 3 of them lined up. So I'm making sure that I get out all the bubbles thoroughly. And then coming right up, we are going to put our colors in so you can see the pigments. Okay, so let me just play a little music for you guys while I do this part.
Your help, are you working on you? Tell me what to do. Crazy over you, yeah. Crazy over you. I know you're not focused on us. Let me change your mind, baby, just try. You've got big dreams and I wanna be right by your side. Be your ride or die. Be your ride or die. When I'm all alone, my mind goes straight to you. I've got something to say. I'm in love with you. I only want.
Okay, and that's that. The song done. I'm not gonna lie, I love that song. It's, the melody is so catchy. It's satisfying for my ears. But anywho, let's talk about these resin pens. I love me some resin pens. It adds a personal touch to your writing experience. Like, I love writing. When I actually, maybe not now. Maybe not now, but when I was younger, I used to love writing. Like, I'd be writing for everybody. Like, my mom, she'll be telling me, like, oh, I love your handwriting. Write a letter for me now. And I'll be like, okay, because I love me some writing. So that was my inspiration for making pens. For now, though, I don't sell pens. I'm thinking about it because I did come up with, this nice little design that I really love. And I would like to add it to my store. But for now, I do a lot of unique designs and I do that for my customers. So every time you place an order on my store, you will receive a pen, and without even asking, girl, I got you, queen. I add your name to it, a little special touch. You can't go wrong with that. So let's get into it. Resin pens, it's I don't know, it's one of the easier things for me. And you could customize it to fit any style or preference. You know what I mean? Before you do, though, if you are planning on doing it, as you can see, I have the mold for the pens. I have the mica, that's the resin powder that I use to color my resin. I don't know why I said it like that. My apologies. My apologies. But anyway, let's just say this is a little kit, right? We're going to put the kit together ourselves, right? You don't buy the kit together. It's sold separately, but for the sake of the video, we're going to call it a kit. So within this kit, what you would need, right? You will need the pen placements, which is the little black things that go inside. It's filled with the ink. You don't have to drill any sort of holes. You don't have to use those type of materials for this because, you know what I mean? Everything is done. All you have to do is just put it in the mold and boom, bam, 1, 2, and yeah. Anywho, naturally you'll mix the resin, the 1-to-1 part, the resin and the hardener. So I don't think I need to really explain that. You mix the resin and the hardener, and obviously after all that's done, what I'm doing right now, you add your colorants or additives, anything that you want. So it could be like some glitter, it could be some gold foil, some people put little charms, chain, beads, you know, anything you want, you can add it in there as long as it fits, because you don't want to put anything that is going to protrude throughout the mold, because one, it's gonna cut up yourself and cut up your customers. We don't want that, and it's not going to look good overall. We don't want that, right? So those are the basic things. After it's all finished, you are going to need you some sandpaper. What the sandpaper is going to do is, if you have any overspill, you're going to use that to sand. Sometimes you don't really need much sanding. I like to use a X-Acto knife, and I just scrape the sides. Sandpaper also is good for the rough edges, because honestly, resin, the aftermath could be extremely sharp. Like, that's something can cut you up, you know? Yeah. So if you don't want to experience anything worse than a paper cut, sandpaper is the way to go. Once you sand it, you know, you file it, it creates a smooth surface. There can be some scratches when you do that. The way how you can, you know, go about taking care of that is simply just mix a small batch of resin, just enough resin for whatever it is that you created. In this case, I'm creating 3 pens, so I would mix a batch that is enough for the 3 pens, and I will dome it. So doming is when you just add a little bit of resin on top of your project. It could either be because it's, you know, you want that little nice little curve, or as we were speaking of the sandpaper, you could have, you know, sand it. It left the little streak. Don't look good. Obviously not. You can't go with that, and you can't sell that. So you would add your resin on top of it. It will, you know, create a very clear, shiny, glossy finish and give you that professional look that we're all looking for. Okay, so once your resin is mixed and you've added your colorant, all you have to do is you're going to pour it into the pen blanks and make sure to fill it up to the top. Don't overdo it, because you don't want to overflow. Just to the brim, right at the line, fill it up right there. Then you want to use a toothpick or other small tool to remove any air bubbles. I like to use toothpicks in this scenario because of the way how everything is placed. And a heat gun, I also use a heat gun, but it doesn't, you know what I mean, it doesn't always do what it needs to do. And then there's a little points, little sections that your heat gun can't really reach, you know what I'm saying? Toothpick does the job. Okay, I'm not even gonna bother. Gonna bust me like a cocktail, but anyway. After it's all said and done, you want to let your resin cure for at least 24 hours. Some resin 48, some 72, some I've seen people talk about their resin took a month, but ideally 24 hours to, you know what I mean, get it to where it needs to be. After a few hours, it actually hardens. It depends on the resin and it depends on the brand that you're using. I've used brands that after a few hours, like the way how that something hot up, you would have thought, like, I think it was like 6 to 8 hours, it hardened as if it was a 24-hour cure, 48-hour cure. So it depends. I've also used, you know, brands where you literally have to wait the 24 hours for it to harden. Even so, you have to push it to 48 hours because it's still a little soft, like, you know what I mean? But yeah. Okay, beautiful people, so 1 pen down. I don't even know when I got to 4 molds. I swear it was only 3 when I started, but yeah, 1 is down. I think one thing that I really love about these pens is, 1, they're very small, thus you're not using as much resin as you would for other projects, and 2, like, for me personally, I don't know about nobody else, I'm speaking for me, and for me, the way I get to express myself with these pens, and you know, the amount of creativity that I have been able to express along with these pens is mind-blowing to me, like, you know what I mean? And I love that. I mean, it really does make what you do so much more enjoyable, you know what I mean? Anywho, and I apologize if I say anywho a lot. I'm putting in these rose these dried rose petals. Honestly, let me tell you, when I first started my business some years back, I wanted to do lip gloss, and I still have what do you call it, some lip gloss empty containers and stuff that I'm yet to do. But now that I'm getting back into the groove of doing stuff, y'all will be seeing videos of that. For now, I'm trying my best to, you know, do as much as I can, get back in the groove, get back out there, push, and try to catch up, you know, because I fell back a lot. Maybe later on down in life I'll tell y'all about that, but for now, it is what it is. Anywho, I purchased these for when I did my lip glosses and a bunch of other things. But one thing I've always learned about me is God is forever putting me in the direction I need to go, whether I realize or not. I normally purchase things, and like I've purchased things from like years ago, right? Just because. And I brought it home, and the purpose that was intent at the moment, it didn't go through. I didn't follow up with that, and they end up just sitting there. Fast forward to, you know, present time, I start my business, and let me tell you how those same things from years ago came in so handy. Like, you know what I mean? Like really, really handy. The unfortunate part about that is, obviously, if you do require, you know, a top up of that product, the chances are they no longer sell it, it's discontinued, you know what I mean? Or the price gone up. Like for these pigments, when I first started my business and I started resin, like I just started resin and I wasn't too confident with the resin. And honestly, like I wish I could have shown you like how far I've came with my resin business. Well, this is not a resin business, but the resin aspect of my business. I started off doing some keychains, and I didn't put them out because it wasn't up to par. You know what I mean? Like that, and me taking pictures, like there was so many things I had to learn, and I've so many things I have learned. Taking pictures was like a big obstacle for me, because honestly I hated taking pictures in general before this. Like even when I went out with my friends and we take pictures, like they would take a million pictures and I would just take like maybe 1 or 2 pictures the max, and I'm like, alright, it's good, trust me, it look good to me. Like that's it. I was just like, alright, come on, I could go on with it. Like, you know what I mean? I'll take their pictures for them and take as many as they want, as long as I'm not the one taking the pictures. And taking pictures for people, I don't know, it was much different. And I guess because it was just for fun and you want to see your friends win naturally, it wasn't like a chore, like, you know. But now that you start a business and it's like you have to take the pictures and they have to be good quality, because, you know, this could make you or break you type of thing, it feels more like a chore. And because of that, the pressure was getting worse, you know what I mean? So yeah, there's that. Anywho, back to the lip gloss something. I end up having the lip gloss sit there, the keychains sit there, like everything was just there. And then I started focusing more on clothes. But to be honest with you, I didn't intend to do clothes like that. Like the way I'm doing clothes, I didn't intend to do that. Like clothes and shoes, like I honestly got carried away. That's why I feel like if you're doing a business, it's very important for you to take time out. Like I've always wanted to do a business, and I've always wanted to do a t-shirt business ever since I was younger. Like I remember in 2003, there was an app, I don't recall the name of it, which is terrible. I don't even know if I still have an account or if they deleted it or what, but there was an app that I was using, and with that app, they provided everything for you. So all you basically did was just do your designs. You do your designs, and then you were like responsible for promoting your own stuff, right? But they had a section for you on their website. You had your own little section there, and you just basically provide your friends or whoever is interested in your shirts the link to buy. I've created so much shirts, right? But honestly, there's a few things bothering me, because back then clothes wasn't so dear, like, you know what I mean? So the fact that I had to charge people like all $65 for one t-shirt baffled me. And my profit out of that was probably like $10 or something, because you have to, they took a cut, and their cut was very large, one. Two, they charge you for, you know, the shipping for your customers. That came out of your cut. There's so much other things, right? And then service fee, blah, 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 blah. A whole bunch of stuff. And I was like, over time, I was like, you know what? I can't do this. So all I did basically was I just used it as, like, I still had everything on the account and stuff. I was just kind of hoping people would just find it and be like, hey, you know, blah, blah, blah. But I wasn't fit to promote it. Plus, I don't know, I wasn't really into promoting and stuff like that because I didn't have time. Like, my children were young. My two children were very young at that time. And my daycare job took up a lot. And life itself, like, there was too much going on. So there's no way I was going to be able to focus on it like I did. But from those times, I wanted to do it. And honestly, as time progressed and I was more focused on life and surviving and, you know, dealing with my children and stuff like that, it became a thing where I drifted from doing the t-shirts. I drifted up until, you know, fast forward some years before COVID started. I started drawing in my sketchbook. I started coming up with, you know, designs and stuff like that, and t-shirt designs. And I started to Google and, you know, try to research, you know, different ways to do t-shirts and how I could possibly go about it. I try to Google drop shipping, you know, all the necessary ways that you could go about, you know, doing a t-shirt. But t-shirt was my first love. That's what I wanted to have done. And around this time, it wasn't a very popular business amongst people, like other from the big businesses that's doing t-shirts, obviously, like Nike and, you know, stuff like that. But I mean, like, in terms of small business and small business owners and, you know, stuff like that, the way how that business is flourishing now, it wasn't like that then, like, you know what I mean? And I blame myself because I procrastinated a whole lot. Like, when I should have been doing the thing, I wasn't doing the thing. And when I did get around it, like, my confidence and everything that I was dealing with, like, it overwhelmed me, like, you know what I mean? And I started and I Googled so many things and I learned so many things and I was pushing out and I was getting like so many people coming to my page. But I was very discouraged because, one, people were coming, but then I was seeing like the things I designed all over the internet. So that made me not want to do it, one. And two, the fact that so many people were coming, nobody was buying, and then the people that was taking my design, they were getting mad customers and mad sales, and that ticked me off. I was just like, what the hell? Like, you see how life work? Life rough enough? Rough bad. But anyway, as I said, that really discouraged me a certain type of way, and it was a setback, you know what I mean? But the setback never outruns the comeback. You know what I'm saying? I went and I took my time. I drew my shadow. I made a lot of mistakes. I had so many white shirts, so many t-shirts, and honestly, those became trial and error shirts. They became trial and error. And by the time, like, I went through the trial and error, again, prices done raised because now everybody was doing it because, boom, fast forward, here comes COVID. Here comes COVID a year after, like, I started to kind of get into the groove and start to sort out certain things and research certain things. COVID hit. And then, you know, I was like, oh man, another panic, because it's like, damn, like, just as I decided to really take this in and take it seriously, this happens. And I was just like, damn, now everybody's out of work. Nobody not gonna buy no t-shirt. And again, that was another setback. But once more, I blame myself for not still pushing, you know what I mean? Because it didn't stop anybody else, and everybody started to flourish within their business, like, you know what I mean? I don't really have too much regrets in terms of that, because what I was doing then is nothing compared to what I'm doing now. And the things I know now, like, I've came such a far way, like such a long way. Like, every time I look at my stuff, I look at my products, I look at the things I design, I'm just like, damn girl, you did that. Like, you know what I mean? I ain't getting sales like how I need to be getting sales. Not that I don't get sales, I just don't get sales how I want to get sales. But I'm gonna manifest that and say they are coming, you know. My customers have not found me as yet. but they're on their way. Like, you know what I mean? So until then, I'm just, doing what I do, upgrading, progressing, and loving it. Like, you know what I mean? I'm taking things slow. That's one thing I've also learned, is to take things slow, because I was always on this fast pace. Like, I remember there was times like I never slept, and that triggered my insomnia. So it made it even worse. So when I should be sleeping like all day, I'm working on my business. All night, working on my business. All morning, working. Like, it was just a repeated factor, right? And I was getting lost in the business, and obviously those type of stuff was really affecting my health really, really bad. And again, here comes a setback. But I've learned to go at my own pace. I've learned to take things slowly. I've learned that it's okay to take breaks. I've learned that it's okay to lose followers. Like, you know what I mean? I remember even one time I gained like 800 and something followers. I had 800 something followers when I started my page, but as I started putting on my business stuff, I lost so much followers. Like, it went down to 200 followers on Instagram. And right now it's still stuck at like 860 something. It like fluctuates between that. I used to panic. Like, I swear anxiety took me over, and like I developed like the worst case of anxiety. Like, it became to a point where I was afraid to go on my Instagram account, because when I went on my Instagram account, it's less and less followers, and that made me panic, and I started messing up everything. Like, you know what I mean? And that pushed me back so far, because prior to that, I was really doing good. Like, I was researching hashtags, all these things, and I was using them, and they were working. They were working, right? And I was pushing out my content, and people were coming to my page. People were, there was people that was coming and purchasing from that. But as I said, it was a major setback. Like, there was so many different things that went wrong in, my beginning stage. So many things I wish like I could have changed, but we here, right? We here. My mistakes didn't lead me astray. But anyway, people were, they were dropping like flies off my Instagram account. But I've also learned that didn't matter. Like, you know what I mean? If I lose 1 follower, 100 followers, even if all 800 and change followers were to fall off my account, that is fine, because clearly they're not who I was looking for. Because you're looking for people that's going to support you. You're looking for people that's loyal. Because even if you could get like 10 loyal people to support you, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, 10 loyal people to support you, like, trust me, it's a lot. Like, you know what I mean? And I've also learned that people could have like 1.5 million followers, and out of that 1.5 million followers, they're probably like 500 or maybe 100,000 people that's really like messing with you like that. So followers don't equate to anything. Loyalty, on the other hand, does. And this is what I've learned to look forward to and accept. It's the only way for me. You know what I mean? Maturity, yeah, we got that, period. Anyway, yeah, so here we are, fast forward to the future. Thinking of sticking to just doing t-shirts, slowing down more so on the clothing. Oh, and another thing too that kind of threw me off track with the clothing is I gained so much weight. I've gained so much weight, hence push me down to my weight loss journey and getting back fit. So I'm currently working on that. Hence, push me to doing these type of videos, which I absolutely love. I love me some voiceovers. I love this for me, right? Because it means I could do more. So now all I have to do is work on finding space to put out these videos, because I edit them. I record them, I edit them. But when it's come to download and upload, I can't download it back to my phone because I don't have no space. I always have to delete a whole bunch of stuff. But that's one obstacle that I know I would sort out no sooner or later. If anybody knows how I could go about that, leave me a comment in the section, help a sister out. But anyway, moving on. I want to do more of these type of things. Like, I want to put out more of my resin stuff. Like, I've created so many things. Like, y'all should see the earbud cases that I've created. Like, I can't wait for my next video to put that up and show you guys like what's really good with that. I don't see much people, like I see people doing it, but I don't see much people selling them, and I know why, but I found a solution to it, so I'm gonna be putting that out soon. I've been doing some phone stands, which I'm in love with. Again, I'm a bit slow on these things because I am yet to take the pictures for it, local by local, but I'm doing that. I'm really doing that. I'm trying to put myself out there like more and more. So I am putting out the phone stand soon, hopefully the next video. Right now, this video is all about the pens and keychains, la la la. My next videos, because I've started doing some dominoes. They're so beautiful. Like, I've been doing some shorts, you know, I've been doing some TikTok videos just to push it out and promote it. It's still in the making, in the works. I haven't quite, you know, added them as yet. I've already created a collection for it, and you know, putting the little details and doing my little thing. I'm working on it and stuff like that. But y'all gonna love those, so look out for it. The dominoes, I love them. Like I said, like, I love things that allow me to express my creativity, and I am very creative. I'm a very creative person, like, you know, and my mind, like the way my mind works, like clockwork. I don't feel like I could ever run out of ideas. Like, you know what I mean? I can never run out of ideas, and they're original ideas, which I love, because I hate when people go and take other people's designs and recreate it just as is and put it out there and claim it as their own. Why, sir, ma'am, if you don't have a creative bone within you, leave that alone. It's not for you. Reroute and redirect. Like, you know what I mean? I hate that for people. Like, don't get me wrong. I do, you know, I do get inspired at times by other people, but in the sense where, like, for instance, I've seen the pen mold. I bought the pen mold. I wasn't doing anything with them. You know, I went on Pinterest, went on TikTok. I happened to stumble up on people doing pen molds, right? I was inspired by what they were doing. I was very inspired by what they were doing. I was inspired by their pens because they have some beautiful pens, which, you know, push me to doing my own, taking out the molds and saying, hey, you know what? I have these molds. Let me put in the work. Let me start to, you know, move around and do a 1-2 and see how this is going to work out and such and such. And I created my own designs, like, you know what I mean? Which I absolutely love. Y'all will see those designs. Y'all gonna see the end results of the pens at the end. Y'all tell me if y'all love it too. But that's what it do. You have to be able to be original. I mean, how else are you gonna succeed? Like, there's McDonald's, there's Burger King, there's Wendy's, like, you know what I mean? And they all have the burger and the fries and the drink. You know, their meals are set up the same. It's very common. However, they're original in their own way. Like, you know what I mean? They all have their own little ingredients that makes people want to say, you know what? I don't feel for a McDonald's today. I want to hit up some Burger King. Like, you know what I mean? I don't feel for Burger King today. I want to hit up some McDonald's. I apologize. My phone is just rang. We're in the middle of my video, but I'm not going to take that out. My son, not my children. My daughter finished school. My son's school is calling. But anyway, back to what I'm saying. It's good to be original, bottom line. It's nice to have your own thing because you have to separate yourself from everything else. Like, you could do what everybody else is doing, but separation is key. Originality leads to that. You have to be original. Like, anywho, I'm going to finish these pens and let you guys watch as I create my on-the-spot designs. And eventually, by the end of the video, you will be able to see how it turned out. I'm gonna have a spoiler alert and tell you that I just loved how these colors came out. I love how the pens came out. I do believe that my customers, when they receive it, they're going to be extremely, extremely happy. I mean, I remember I had this one customer, they keep purchasing, like they purchased like the same dress a few times. I don't know. I'm assuming that they wore it. I mean, they bought it for someone, and because it was a male. So I don't know if they bought it for themselves or they bought it for someone else. But, you know, the outcome is they really love the dress and they ordered a second one, same size. And I kind of, in my back of my mind, I feel like it's because of the pen, the gifts. I feel like they were more supporting the gifts more than the dress. Like, I don't know, but it was really cute because I made sure I customized the pens. And if you're listening to this, I don't want to say no names, but if you're listening to this, you should know who you are. These pens that I'm making is 100% even better than the ones that I sent. I mean, those pens are really, really good. But, you know, the first pens and, you know, the first time you're designing and you come up with a design, over time, gradually, your design improves so much. And for me, it's very drastic. Like the change, the designs, the techniques, everything I use when I'm doing my pens, upgrade. It really, really upgrade. But yes, we have about 20 something more minutes. You know, we have 20 something more minutes for this vlog. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna allow you guys to, you know, kick back and listen to some music. So y'all enjoy the rest of the vlog, and please feel free to subscribe. I mean, subscribing is free. It ain't charging nothing. Oh, wait, hold up. Before I go, wait, I didn't realize that the results was coming up so quick. Okay, here's the pens. Let me just let's see. Okay, so this is one of them. This one was the white, the purple, and the orange, and oh my gosh, like beautiful. This one is the last one that I was just doing. Green, yellow, and blue. Honestly, after I did this one, I was like, darn it, I should have done, you know, the green and blue, which I end up doing after the fact. So y'all gonna see that. But overall, I love this. I love this. You know, I need to try the same colors, the color scheme with a dirty pour. Like, I wonder how that's gonna look. And then this one, I just used clear and I added some gold flakes for a little sophisticated look. This one, I didn't do the air bubbles. I didn't do the heat gun, so, and I didn't use a toothpick, so I was showing you guys there's a little bit of air bubble there, but that could be fixed. And my little friend, say hello to my little friend, the bunnies. So this design color scheme I came up with for a design when I first started my brand, and I decided that, you know what, I'm gonna try this out. I want to try this out with my keychains, and I love it. Y'all need to buy these little teddy bears. It's not fully cured. I've shown you guys how it bends, but y'all need to buy them. The price is it's not expensive, and the design, you know, it's gonna add that little bit of pop. So I'm just, you know, about to put in the key ring. I like to do my keychains and take them out when they're soft, not fully cured. A lot of people wait till they're fully cured when they're hard, take them out, demold them, and then drill a hole and then, you know, put that in. I personally don't like to do that. I feel like it's too much work. Like, if I had to, then obviously I would, but if it could be avoided, why not? And look how easy that was. You take it out when it's soft and you screw in the little needle eye and boom, look there. And then when it hardens with it, and you don't have to. Oh, that's another thing too. When you drill it, I don't know if everybody does this. I don't know if people just screw it in, screw it in, and go about their day. When I used to do that method, I personally would add some resin to it and then put it in so it cures. Then I upgraded to using glue. And now I upgrade even further to just taking it out before it hot, screw it in and put it back on a silicone mat for it to dry. You don't want to put it on something that's going to make it bend up unless that's the look you're looking for. Or put on a flat surface that's leveled and boom bam. Oh, and this is another thing too. You see how I'm using this little tweezer to take off the excess? This I find is so much more easier when it's not fully cured, especially with this, because sometimes even like in between the teddy bears area the private area, I find it's hard when it's harder, because at first I used to do it when it was cured, but I find it's so much more harder to get in there and, you know, take out the stuff them and stick your finger, because it's hard. But when you do this, you could kind of bend it a look a bit this way, bend look that way, move the foot this way, you know, do what you need to do. It's easier for you to stick your finger in, and the resin's not gonna cut up your finger because it's soft, like, you know what I mean? So I do that, and then whatever little is left, when it fully cures, I just go in with my sanding paper and I just sand it. Boom bam, you're done, you know? All right. So, and guys, while I'm doing this, let me just take this time out to just say thank you very much if you've made it this far within my video. I really appreciate you. I try to, you know, be my little self, show you guys the other side of my personality that you guys are not being able to see. And given that I'm not, you know, doing videos where you guys could see me, I hope these voiceovers are, you know, they meet your expectation and even more, and they entertain you. Oh, there you go. See? You go in with the sandpaper and you just get the little knickknacks and whatever is left. Like, I'm telling you, y'all need to try this method. It's so easy. So easy. Oh, and another thing. I know y'all, I say this all the time, but I know y'all tired of seeing my fingers. My fingers, I promise, as I'm doing this voiceover, my nails have been done. If you've seen my TikTok recently or any other videos, you know, my nails have been, you know, they upgrade as well. That one nail chipped off at the beginning of the video, unfortunately, and it's so funny because I just did my nails. These ones I just painted over myself, and I did them, I think it was like the day before, and I'm like, yeah, because every time I do these videos, I do these voiceovers and I have to put my fingers all up in it, it looks like this. So I'm like, nah man, this can't work. Let me finally do my nails so people aren't looking at me like, what happened to that girl here? Like, you know what I mean? I did the nails just for the beginning of the video to just just, you know, I can't win, but at least I try, you know, and I try to do my thing. Oh, and guys, I want to get a tattoo. I want to get a tattoo. Like, I already have 2 tattoos on my finger. As you can see, there's one kind of, you know, I have my son and my daughter's name. Growing up, I've always wanted to do tattoos, but I was always afraid of the pain. I don't know why, because I have like such a high tolerance for pain, but I was afraid. I was afraid of the pain, and because, you know, back then people, every time you ask them about like a pain factor, and in their mind for something extreme, they always, I don't know if people still do, but they always compare it to childbirth. So when you ask people, oh, you know, getting a tattoo is the same as childbirth. Oh, you know, anything. How's the pain level? How's the tolerance? Oh, it's like childbirth. And then the worst part about it is, man, when I wanted a tattoo, I was like 14. I know a darn thing about childbirth, but I remember that my sister, she has a lot of kids, right? I think by the time I was 14, she already had, I think, 7 children. Yeah, she had about 7 children, because no, I think her last child made 14. Yeah, but she already had 7 children. And I remember going to the hospital, and every single time, like, I used to be like, girl, like, what the hell? Like, the way she be going on and stuff, like, more times I felt like she wanted to fight all the doctor. And the way she a cuss and a go on. I remember all one time, man, she did hate her baby father. In at the moment, she did hate this. She don't want to see this. She don't want this. She don't want that. Even the doctor, she tried to cuss off. Doctor was like, ma'am, I understand your situation, but you need to, take time, level up, like, don't make it look so bad. And she was just going off. And I remember another time when I went to go, I think at this point, it was one of my nephews being born. I think at this point it was the 8th child. No, this moment that I'm recalling was when I was much younger. I think I was like 8 years old. I was 8 years old, and she had her second child, I believe. I think it was the second or the third child. And I was 8, so what can I do? But I remember going to the hospital, right? Because my mom went to the hospital, and me and my little sister were the youngest, so clearly she had to take us, right? My eldest sister and my brother, they're gone. My eldest sister came. Sorry, my sister that I follow came, the one above me, and my eldest sister was the one having baby, and my brother, he was gone about his day. And we went to the hospital, and it was hilarious because, well, I'm sorry. I hope I'm not offending anybody. I have 2 children, okay? So y'all don't take personal, but when I seen her, like, I remember in the room and stuff, and the way she had gone and stuff, man, I bust out laughing. I was dying. It was hilarious to me. I was like, I want to you, like, and I remember she kicked me out of the hospital. Can you imagine? Kick out you like an 8-year-old sister? I had to go stand and sit on the bench. Like, seriously? But yeah, she kicked me out. It didn't stop me from laughing though. It was freaking hilarious, man. So because of that, for a long time, I'm not gonna lie, I was afraid to have pitney. I was afraid to have children because I was just like, no, so if I saw them set, don't want it. And anything in regards to that, when you hear like people talk about pain tolerance is the same as having pitney, I never did it. So because of that, for a long time, well, all my whole entire life up until like, I think it was like last year, the year before, my daughter, the brave one, she do one bag of tattoo pamphia and stuff like that. She asked me if she get a tattoo, and I had told her when she turned 19, because she had asked me, she wanted one from she was about 14, 16. She said, Mom, how old can I be when I get a tattoo? I said, when you turn 19. And she said, okay. On her 18th birthday, I was talking to my best friend, and I was telling him like, oh, I want to get a tattoo, she's gonna get it next year. And he was just like, why wait? She'll get it anyways, and she'll turn 18. No, like, why wait? And the fact that, most children just run out and get things, even though the parent says you can't do it, the fact that she was still willing to wait until she was 19, sorry, to get the tattoo, because that's the age limit I sent for her. And she was listening, like, you know what I mean? When she went out and stuff, she had a curfew. She asked me as she got older, she said, Mom, how late can I stay out now? And I was like, I was very appreciative for that and whatever. And because she was capable of, listening to reason and stuff like that, and she understood that, my rules weren't made to, cause her any distress, but to protect her. So because of that, I was like, you know what? Respectfully, you're turning 18. You're a big girl now. I'm not gonna make you wait until 19. So I told her, I said, on your birthday, you can go and get your tattoo. And that's what happened. She was so excited, so she went and got her first tattoo on her birthday. It was one tattoo, then she wanted to do the whole sleeve. I said, oh girl, but I'm not gonna lie, tattoos look really good on her. You know what I mean? I was a punk. I was a punk. She's Braveheart. So anyway, she get her look a tattoo, and things are going for her. Tattoo look good. She wants to finish her whole sleeve. She's halfway there. She still has a way to go, but when she did it, she was like, Mom, you should get a tattoo too. And I was just like, because I always told her I wanted a tattoo when I was young, but never got it. So she said, Mom, when I get my first tattoo, get a tattoo with me. So I was like, okay. So I decided that, I'm gonna get her name and my son's name. So I got her name and my son's name on my finger, because at this point, in my big old age, I was just like, I don't know if I want any tattoos, because my skin is smooth. Like, you know what I mean? My skin is smooth, so I'm like, I didn't want to put tattoo over my skin when it's so smooth. Like, I didn't have no flaws on my skin like that for me to want anything to cover up. But now things change, and my skin's still smooth and stuff like that, but I don't know, like I have that nudge to do the tattoo on my arm, so hopefully I get that done and y'all get to see it. So look out for that, you know. Let's see. Anywho, back to the video. This is my girl. I call her this series of girl I call her. This one is a copper color. I use a Sharpie with a very fine point, and honestly I've done quite a few of these already, and again, I like to do them when they are soft. The Sharpie fits in, it doesn't ruin it or anything like that. The other day now, I took Brave and I decided that I was going to do it while it got hard, and I ruined my freaking Sharpie. I ruined my Sharpie, but so it go. Anywho, I'm doing the top. I like to color, so this part is very enjoyable for me. So after you put in, you know, you look a black mark, I like to use, and I use the what kind of marker is this? This is a metallic marker. This is a metallic marker that I am using, and I use it to color in. Make sure that you use one that says waterproof. I learned that after the fact. Like with this one, I had to spray something over it to protect it, to shield it, because I realized, you know, me being the businesswoman I am, I wanted to test it out because I want to make sure that, you know, if you decide to put this on your bag and it rains a day, or maybe it's snow a day, like, you know what I mean? I don't want by the time you reach home and look at your girl, she's like, you know, fully naked, looks well naked, because the clothes rub off. The color rub off. So I decided to wait for a little bit. I waited for some few days, and then I got a wet towel for one, and then I dip another one in water, and surely enough, the color come off. So I had to go and do my research and find one that, you know, is waterproof. This one isn't, and I just assumed that it was. I don't know why I assumed it was. I guess because I see everybody using metallic markers when you watch these videos and when you do your research. Nobody never tell you if it look for waterproof. They just, well, matter of fact, nobody never tell you anything in terms of the marker. At least nobody that I've seen. This is one that I've noticed from being well fast by really, like, you know, inspecting people in video. Because sometimes the answers are right there. You don't have to ask people no questions in the comment section. You just have to look. If you want to know something, look good in the video, because enough times they put the pen down and it's turned up the right way, and you can see the name, and sometimes, you know, they remember and they turn it down. But I look and I've seen and I bought, but, you know, trial and error. Anywho, purple and black. What you know about that? I chose this color. It's purple, black, and blue. I chose this color because my daughter's favorite color is purple and blue, right? So I was inspired by that, and I love me some black and I love me some clear. So this is how this came out, and again, I absolutely love it. By the way, that pen ended up going to my daughter. She loved the pen, and she's like, "Mom, can you make me a pen for work?" And I was like, "Yeah, just take that one." Because at the time, what was happening? Oh, I didn't have any resin. I ran out. All this stuff I'm doing, like, resins are very expensive. If it's a hobby for you, it's an expensive hobby, and if it's something that you do for work, dear, but it's worth it and it's fun. I love it. This one is a pearl. Like, I use the color is pearl white, and I use some yellow, like a goldish yellow on the side. I don't know what inspired me to do this color, to be honest, but I did it, and you can't really see it that good on the camera. Like, it's not giving no justice. Whenever you see me do my hand like that, there's like, I'm showing you that there's bubbles or something, you know. I don't remember what I was showing you there, or if it was, the smoothness, sorry. After, I think it was the smoothness. And sometimes like there's a little see that like you have to file it really good because see the edges are really sharp for resin, and certain molds like the pen mold, like when it comes out it really makes because the way how it's set, it makes the edge well sharp. So I like to file it down. The way how it looks right now, you don't have to worry about that. I do the doming method for the pens, but clearly I'm not going to do it at this moment because, as I told you guys, when my customers order, these pens are for my customers, and when they make their orders, I like to put their names in it. So if you dome it, I mean, problem, you're not going to be able to put their names in it. But if you leave it like that, you're good to go. You just have to do the maintenance, like you just do the look of filing and the look of cleanup, so it's less work for you. And guys, this one's my favorite pen. Oh my goodness, I used red and orange for this one, and I love the way it came out. I love the way this one came out. They're trying to zoom in so you guys could really get to see it, but again, it's not doing no justice. Do you see that? See it? The red, it kind of looks a little pinkish on the camera, but it's not. And I also put some little rose petals inside, but you can't really see it from the video either. And honestly, because of the colors, it kind of clash. And here we are. Remember earlier I showed you the other pen where we did the blue, the yellow, and the green, and I was like, oh, I came up with that concept after, like, to do it this way. Yes, so we had a little bit of overspill, so that's what I'm trying to clear up. All the time when I'm doing this, honestly, like, more times I feel like I'm in the camera showing you guys what I'm doing, and then when I do my edits, I realize like I'm way off camera. It's crazy. Way off camera. But look at this, just look at it. I think I really like this, like this way with the blue, the green, and the yellow more. I don't know, you guys let me know which way you guys like. And then the pen of the hour, here's another one. Like, I don't know, every time I'm gonna say I love, like, when I was younger, every song was my favorite. And I remember my boyfriend at the time, every time a song came out or a song came, I'm like, oh my god, my favorite song. He used to be like, every song are your favorite. That's how I feel with these pens. Like, I don't know, as soon as I see the other, I'm like, yeah, my favorite. Oh, the next one, oh, my favorite. They really be my favorite for true though. Like, I love these pens. Look at that. It's the pearl white, and I mixed the pearl white with I don't know what to call that. It's like it's a regular white one, but it's a little shiny. I mix it with that, and then the clear, and then of course my rose petal. I love me some rose petals. And then this one, I said I was gonna do more of these, and this was inspired obviously by my little teddy bears over there on the side. I said I wanted to do a pen that reflected that, although my teddy bears have orange in it, and this one never have no orange, but it still turned out really good, and I love it. And again, I'm going to try to do all these colors with dirty pour, like all the blended colors. I want to see how that's gonna turn out. How y'all think it's gonna turn out? You know what, I think my next video, I'm just gonna do that. I think I want to do a video where I'm just doing dirty pour with all the colors. Yeah, I think I want to do that, and I want to do it with my pens because honestly, I came up with this really nice what do you call it? I designed this pen, and the way I designed it and the things I use for it, I absolutely love it. And honestly, my dog loves it too, because every time I put on the pen and I hear click click click, because the little times I put on it makes the noise, I look around, he's there flipping the pen with his mouth from side to side, because he likes hearing the clicks, right? He thinks it's a toy, and he's forever, every time I put it on, because sometimes like I'll be on the couch sitting down, I'll be writing, trying to plot out my schedule, or doing my manifestations or whatever the case may be, but I need the pen. And sometimes I get up because I be doing like 50 things all at once during the day, and I get up and I often forget to put the pen on the table, and then I will hear, like, say I'll be in the kitchen and I'll hear the pen clicking, because he don't come near me with the pen, right? Because he knows he's not supposed to have it. And then I'll hear click, 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 click. When I come, he'll be under the table with the pen. He'll be under the table with the pen, and then when he looks at me, like, he tries to run. I'm like, come here and drop it. He's so hilarious. Anywho, I'm just using this. I like to use the alcohol wipes, and I'm just wiping them out because, as you can see, I was following them earlier, and you know, it could leave the little dust. I don't know what they're called, but you know, little dust from the file and stuff like that. Plus, it's always nice to like clean up all the little oils and stuff that possibly came on the pens with, from your hand and your fingers and stuff like that. And there you go. That's the collection. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't it pretty? Isn't it pretty? I wanted to sing a song just a while ago, but I just suddenly remembered that I can't sing. Oh, and guys, do you think I should do one of these videos? It wouldn't be so long, because honestly, like, I don't know, like, after you start talking, like, it feels natural when I'm doing voiceovers and talking like this. But there's also, that thing where it's just like, how much are you really going to be talking about? But I was thinking, though, like, to do, one of those whisper vlogs where they're whispering with the, hey, welcome to my channel type of thing. I don't know, but yeah, let me know if I should do that or not. Anywho, I bought this thing, this pen holder a while back. I bought it a while back, and I haven't been using it because I intentionally bought it for when I made my pens. You know what I mean? Because what I was doing for a good while is when somebody ordered, that's when I would do the pen. Whenever somebody ordered, I'll do the pen at that very moment. And then I would, ship it off like the day after. But I was like, faster service is better service. So why wait till when they order to do the pen? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if they order early in the morning and I have it. Oh, and this is one of the pens I used to do before. I actually still love that one. But as you can see, the other one, see? Look at that. This is how I used to do the pens. They weren't all that. Like, that one wasn't all that. But the other ones, yes. That one was a mistake. It didn't, the way how it came out and stuff like that. I, obviously couldn't give that to anybody. So I end up keeping it for myself. So I do use that pen for myself. And I remember there's another pen I think I tried to show you, but it wasn't working out. The other pen, I forgot to put the filler in, and I did it. But anywho, I speed up this part. So I'm just gonna, take the rest of this time out to clean up my area and clean back up the pen, holders. And that's that. Let me know what else you guys would like for me to, display on here. See how much pen holders I have? I have enough and enough refills. I bought enough because I was really thinking about y'all, thinking about my customers and, whatever. But I feel like the next one I'm going to do is just the pen. It's obviously going to be a shorter vlog, but I think I'm going to do the next, well, not the next one, but one of my vlogs, because I don't know the order yet, but one of my vlogs that I'm going to do, I am going to do just pens and just the designs. And then I think like another vlog, probably I'll just do the teddy bears. Oh, and I also want to do some pocket hugs. I want to do some pocket hugs. So I also, I want to do a vlog with that. I plan on doing many of these vlogs and stuff like that. My problem was always space, but I'm trying to clear up as much as I can. This one video, honestly, this video I have done from, I think a month ago. I did a month ago because I keep saying in my vlogs, like every time I want to be consistent, there's always something. Oh, I forgot about these. I think because it was clear. This is Mommy and I. That's what I call these. Keychain. It's transparent, so it's a bit hard to obviously see, but I put little, you know, hearts and stars. They're different colors. They're like pink and stuff. I'm trying to turn it so you can see, but it's not working out. But yeah, I have these in different colors as well. So if you're looking for Mother's Day gifts, holla. I've also just received some new mummies, new mom keychains, so I'm gonna do some videos for that too. I don't know, I'm procrastinating, but this year's my year. I don't business. I'm gonna win this year. Nobody can tell me nothing. Yeah. And I'm also want to do my t-shirts and stuff. I want to do some t-shirts, but it's hard to set up the camera. I haven't learned how to fully set up the camera yet. I've kind of got a little glimpse the other day, but until then, you know, y'all enjoy the rest of the video. I'm gonna end with a little bit of music. Again, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. Please like my video. It's free support, you know. That's it. And yeah, later gators.